2 pulls from that and leave it alone because it's $100. Like this and greatness, baby. Hey, good. Hello. Hi, Nightmare. Welcome back. I'm about to go upstairs and turn the Wi-Fi off. That's gonna mess up my live. I'm currently uploading 2 videos. I have 2 videos on my other channel. Well, they're the same videos, but I'm trying to get the watch views so I can monetize that channel. As soon as we get both channels monetized, I'll have 2 sources of passive income, which will be nice. And move on from there. Unfortunately, I got news. So, as you remember last week, like on Memorial Day, we went to go see Bruce's dad. Unfortunately, I guess he passed away today. So I let Raymond know. Raymond seems to be taking it well. Raymond's kind of aloof when it comes to stuff like that. I think if it were like me or my mom, he'd like lose his shit. But yeah, I'm just glad I ended up. Yeah, I know. I'm glad I took a picture of them all together when we were in the hospital. Something told me I needed to take a picture because that was going to be the last picture he was going to take with anybody. Now, I don't know if his daughter, when she was visiting, or his son, Bruce has 2 siblings, a sister who's under him, and then the youngest brother. So he had 3 kids, and they were visiting in the hospital and everything, but I don't know for certain that they got any pictures as a family together. So hopefully he gets that printed out. I don't know if they're going to have a memorial service for him or anything like that. I'm going to turn the air on. So I just made some ramen. I am getting quite a few hours. Yeah, it's sad. I'm glad I, got to see him too. I was kind of nervous to go up there by myself, so we all went together. But yeah, it's just sad. He wasn't well for a while, and he lives out in, I don't know where they live. I don't know, boonies or what. When I first met his dad, though, he was a big little man. You know what I'm saying? He was short and fat, okay? Those were his defining features. He was a short, fat little white dude with a big old beard. He looked like a little mini biker. He looked like Santa Claus. And in the hospital, he just looked so ill. Like, he had lost so much weight from cancer. It was crazy to see somebody deteriorate like that after so many years. And, I hadn't seen him in a long time. I was doing my thing. I was surprised he remembered me. Towards the end, I don't know if it was his medication or what, but he was suffering from delirium. And then he had broken his leg too. So he was not well at all. He wasn't eating. He was drinking Boost, but he wasn't eating. But I didn't think it was that harsh, So Raymond seems to be taking it well. Bruce, unfortunately, I told him, do you want to take off work? He's like, I can't afford to. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. They got to get money together or something for him to bury him. I don't know. So I've been trying to wear my bonnet all day because I've been pulling my hair out again. I don't know what that is. It's like I lay down all day and just do that. So I think I tried to go live the other day. I was going to go live and do homework. I'm about to go do that now. I'm about to go set up my office, clean it up a little bit, and sit down at the desk and work. Because when I lay down to do my homework, I mean, sometimes I can do it. Like sometimes I'm like really, really focused, right? And then other times I'm just like sitting there just like, okay, I'm going to go lay down and do something else. But we're going to refocus ourselves because I have 3 assignments due and I have a full work week up ahead of me. So I told myself, like, I don't have time to play. I really need to focus. So that's what we're about to do. We're about to get shit together. I've got both wagons in this room right now, as you can see. I don't know who else is in here, but welcome back to my stream, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brianna Love W. I've been posting more on TikTok. I don't know that I'm gonna make it on TikTok. I don't do lives or anything, but it's just fun to do. Sometimes I fuck around and just do dumb shit on there. But yeah, we're gonna clean this desk up. As you can see, this is from when we visited him. So I'll put that in here. Yeah, it's sad. He was around the same age as my mom, and they have the same birthday. It's interesting, though, because he's a Cancer, and he got cancer. Like, that's scary. But I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. He was not the healthiest person. A lot of times, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, people forget, like, you got to take care of yourself your whole life. And I know I'm one to talk because I'm not the healthiest person on earth. But you definitely got to watch out for that smoking and eating bad foods. Bruce has it in his mind that it's food. He thinks that all the food is poison and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not the food, Bruce. Y'all don't eat healthy at all. Don't nobody in his family eat healthy. They all eat like garbagey food anyways. And he keeps buying food that's nasty. He thinks it's biochemically engineered food. He thinks everything's, if it's not organic, but I'm like, you don't buy organic food. You can't afford that. One. Two, it's other shit into having cancer. Like, you can't 100% say it was your dad's diet. You know, he's a big unhealthy dude. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's very sad. You know, he lost his father in his 60s, and he told himself, he was like, well, he was telling me, he was like, oh, that means I only have like 20 more years left, maybe. And I'm like, not really. Like, you could take care of yourself at any point. You could turn it around, but it's Bruce we're talking about, so who knows? Feel like everything is bad for you. It can be, you know. It's all about, you know, moderation. I mean, yeah, there are certain factors that can contribute to being ill like that, but I don't think he was out here exercising and eating right either. You know what I'm saying? He was a smoker. He was unhealthy to begin with. That's just how it goes. I've seen a lot of people out here like Bruce's dad. A lot of people I grew up with, their parents have perished. So it's just honestly a matter of time. And me included, you know, you just don't know until it happens. So I'm in my office. I just cleared the desk. We're about to do some work while I talk to y'all. The one assignment shouldn't be too hard. I'm not going to go hard on myself with these assignments. I'm going to do the best I can within the standards, see how I go. One of my classmates told me I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the classes I had to make a Discord so we could all group together and do our work. Well, they were like, well, I'm getting all C's, but hey, it's passing. And I told myself, hi, welcome back, everybody. I was just telling Nightmare and whoever else was in here that we got some bad news today. About an hour ago, Bruce said that his dad died. So this is the one that we just visited on Memorial Day recently. I think what I'm going to do is put all my homework on my my hard drive, on my external hard drive, because the computer, I don't want the computer to slow down. My other computer started crashing before it completely broke. And that was more of like, it kept getting unplugged and shit. But this one, I'd really like to maintain because it's the only laptop I'm going to get until I get my school laptop. And then at some point I'm going to get another desktop and maybe give Raymond this laptop. I don't know if he doesn't break it, because I'm not trying to buy expensive electronics over and over and over for a boy that just like destroys everything. Like, you just be careful with my shit, man. Damn kids. So this is my external hard drive. It's a Toshiba. And what I'm going to end up doing is just uploading all my old schoolwork. Yeah, it's sad. Raymond seemed to take it okay. I figured he would. He doesn't react to death like a normal kid. I don't know what that is. Like I told him, I was like, Raymond, unfortunately, your grandpa passed away. And then he's like, can you make me some ramen? Like, okay, Raymond. What assignment am I doing today? Today I am working on, first we're going to move all my old assignments to my hard drive. I just feel like I don't need them. And it's a lot of stuff. So we're going to move that to the Toshiba. What the fuck? Oh, God. Okay, documents. Job and career. Do I have anything for college? Documents. We're just going to put it in documents. Once it's in documents. Hi, guys. So, yeah, because this will clear up stuff on my computer. I do have like OneDrive backup, but I want to damn, I already, mind you, I've only been in school 3 months, right? 2 months, 3 classes, 2 months, 232 files. 232 files is what I'm moving right now. This is crazy. That's just from 3 classes. 3 classes, I have 232 files. That was just from 3 classes that were a month long. So let me open that, make sure that came through okay. Yep, okay. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna rename this. Rename Full Sail Docs. Oops. Okay. Now we're gonna erase everything else. This is gonna go in the trash. Okay, so now the only file I have is for technology and entertainment and media, and delete. They're not in my OneDrive. So my computer just asked me to delete it from OneDrive, which is perfectly fine. So we're gonna go to the recycle bin. Oh, there's so much stuff in here. I literally am just gonna like throw all this away. Great, cool. Now there's more room on my computer. I wish I had gotten into the habit of this back in the day where like maybe like every time I make a video, I just put it right onto my hard drive. My hard drive is not even full. Like, I'm gonna get another one at some point. It says I don't even know how to check how much. Oh, I've got pictures of Ray on here. I've got so much stuff on here. Because what I was trying to do was clear out stuff on my my Google Drive and put it on here. It's just so much stuff. A lot of photos, a lot of videos, everything, just stuff over the years that I need to. Eventually, I'd like to print all of this out. I think this is me with COVID. Oh, Lord. This picture's cute. Y'all, look at this. Hey, Bree, can you do a queer video without the music? A part I heard was interesting, but the music drowned out some points. I think I can. I think I do have an original version of it. I made 2 videos, so I'm gonna have to upload both of them. I did notice that sometimes the music drowned out what I was saying, and I was gonna put on captions. Those videos are from TikTok, so but yeah, I can do that for you. Give me like 24 hours. I can do that though, for sure. All right. Oh, it did not delete that file. I'm trying to delete it. Are you sure? Deleting on online only folder. Okay. Yeah. Why is it online only? Okay. Oh, I said keep. Okay, delete, because I already copied it. Yeah, we need room on this computer. The one that got away. Oh, see, it's still in the box. Like, it's still in the recycle bin. That's weird. Anyhow, let's open this up. Let's get started with the homework. I did do a little bit of it earlier today. It literally is like, it's so stupid, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what they want from us with this particular. It didn't originally look like this. I made it look cute and colorful. So basically, they want us to block out how much time we're spending on each project. The weird thing that they did, though, is they... And then I gotta save all this bullshit as a PDF. Like, anywho, I have to work. So that's what I'm putting in here. So basically, oops, God damn it. I have to save my documents a lot because, like I said, there's something, whenever I edit this heavily in Word on this particular laptop, I know you guys somebody wanted to know about this laptop. It's good for some things, but I'm just letting you know it's funky with Word. Like, I've had to restart a lot of assignments because it just closes itself. So just keep saving your shit. All of this is going to have to change. Like, literally, I have to work. I have to work tomorrow. Work 2 to 10 p.m. And like, I know you're like, why are you putting this in here? Because we have to. It's literally like, TEM is the technology and entertainment and media class items. So basically, I have to write out how I'm going to do all my assignments, okay? They want you to break down what kind of computer you have. What's your internet? What's your backup computer? What's your backup internet? They want to know how many hours are you going to have access to the internet and a computer. Then they want to know like personal stuff like our email, our degree, program, our section number, which is the class number, and then our student number for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But this is what they're expecting of us. I don't know if they expect us to use this template for the next whatever. I will save a template for myself. But basically, they want us to plan out. So like here, these are the assignments for the whole month. They want us to estimate how long it would take us to do these assignments. The other people, the example said way less time, but I know how I am. I know I can very well take up to a day to do an assignment collectively, because if I start working on an assignment Monday and I do 5 hours a day, you get what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Bruce is like sending me pictures of his dad now. That's so sad. He looked so different before. That's crazy. Okay, so he's just texting me. He's gonna take this hard. It's crazy. I don't know what the fuck is on this mirror right here. All right. Next course. So I have to look on. So stupid. I have to look on the actual website and see what the next assignment is. Did I get graded? I got an 85 on my last assignment. That's so bad. Oh, okay. So my final grade overall for the whole class. Oh, that dropped me down bad. I got a 93 in English. It's still an A. It's like a rough A. It's like a B basically. My last assignment. I really didn't want to do that last fucking assignment, honestly. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, fuck. What did I get from my reflection? Oh boy. Okay, that's not graded yet. No, it doesn't have a. Okay. Anyways, whatever. We did the fucking shit. It's good, but it's not good because you have to understand it's an average. So that brought me down. It was higher. Oh, well, whatever. We're 3 classes in. Here's the thing about Full Sail University. It's a for-profit college. If you fail a class, your financial aid makes you retake that class again. So I'm passing, but it's like, oof, I'm trying not to get burnt out because you have to understand there's no break between classes. Like, it's typical, but it's still like, I don't get like a week or 2 between classes. I'm literally like bus, club, another bus, another club. Like, you don't have time. I'm about to make me a big ass lemonade, but all I have is brown sugar. If I had a lime, that'd be good. I could actually add some oranges in there. I don't feel like doing all that because I got to sit down and focus, but I'm like thirsty. I'll just drink his water. I got to stay hydrated. So water it is. I got to stay focused. I need some coffee probably. I'm probably going to I drank a lot of coffee today and it kept making me go back to sleep. Raymond's loud ass. Maybe I should play music in the background. Maybe that'll help me focus. Guys, so I got this big ass thing of nacho cheese from the food bank, right? Look at this shit. This is all nacho cheese. That is all nacho cheese right there. That is a bowl of nacho cheese. So I'm trying to find things I can cook with it. Obviously, I'm going to get some chips at some point and just blow through my sodium allowance for the month. But yeah, I got hella nacho cheese. Thank you. I'm proud of me too. I feel like I could have done better on that last assignment. It was just confusing to me because basically we had to make a guide like welcoming new members. And it's like, okay, he's telling me that I'm explaining too much how to do the like work through the subreddit. But I'm like, it's a guide on how to navigate the subreddit. Like, he wanted me to focus on what kind of post you should post. Mind you, I'm not going to lie. Maybe I should have picked a different subject or a group because, like, Euphoria, I picked Euphoria. And as you know, we finally got to the final season. I'm not going to spoil it because I know some of you haven't watched it yet. But that show in particular, if you know my history with my sister and addiction and my kind of like crazy life that you have witnessed, the parts of my life you have witnessed, I can relate to the show a little bit, a lot. There's aspects of I'm sorry if that hurt your ears. I was closing my ice machine. There's aspects of that show that are triggering for me. So it got a little hard to write towards the end. And then when the show premiered Sunday night, I was bawling. I was going through it. I had to smoke some weed and lay down. Like, I kept having to pause the show. Halfway through the show, I kept pausing because I was like, damn, there's 43 minutes left. Guys, it's just so, there's so many parallels between me and that show. Oh, it's rough. Because you have to understand, I see so much of Rue in me and my sister, down to the fact, and somebody on TikTok was talking about how Rue's whole experience was that of a black girl being in a primarily white environment and not having the black community there for her. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have black friends and black family surrounding her to help her through those hard times. She had a bunch of white girls. So that was kind of like how my sister was. She didn't have. That's a lot. But anyway, let me get through this fucking class. I have 15 assignments for the whole class. So that's like 3 assignments a week. 3, 6, 9, 12. 4, 8, 12, 16. That's 4 assignments a week. One of the things is weird too. One of the assignments is due tomorrow, but it's one of the last ones up here. He is so loud. I'm about to turn off the internet. Ray! Keep it down. So this assignment is designed as a quick skill check to help ensure everyone in the course is comfortable with new foundational tasks. Create a document, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. They want me to make a portable document format. I can't see. So I don't know if my eyes are fucking up or what, but I have not been having very good vision. Like, it's been bad. Oh, this is easy. Okay, so I have to save this file as a PDF. Upload the file in the completion window. That's it. I'm already fucking up. This is what doing homework sounds like. No, these are not new glasses. These are the ones I can see in. These are like, I was behind. I was commenting on the wait. You're commenting on the I farted. You're commenting on the nacho cheese. Yeah, it's a lot. Girl, y'all need to start going to the food bank. You be getting stupid shit and good shit. Like once I go to the food bank enough to get everything I need, which is why I have 2 fridges, but one's for my business. But you know, honestly, I think every household should have 2 fridges. Like, it's a lot of electricity, but like it just makes sense for us because I go to the food bank a lot. I was gonna get a deep freezer. I will eventually. I'm gonna start stocking up on meat. Okay, I did 1 assignment. 2 down. 2 assignments down. I did 1. Let's go back. I actually did 2 assignments already. No, I did the community discussion. But that doesn't even have we don't get graded for that. Like, I don't get graded for anything except for these 2 Lord. Even the one I just did is only 2%. The other 2 are 16% together. It's not telling me what to do in the paragraph, though. Sometimes, oh Lord, okay. This one should be easy, honestly. It's just fucking annoying. Okay, because I have to look at the whole... We're gonna go pee. Like, the thing I've noticed about the last 2 classes before English was that they were kind of like, and I mentioned this in my videos, they were kind of like Student Success 101. If you guys have ever taken college, you know that they love to push that Student Success 101. I'm sorry, I have to pee real bad, so you're coming with me. I'm gonna wash my hands, I promise. You probably need to like disinfect my phone one of these days. I want to get one of those like UV boxes that you can put like stuff in and disinfect it. Those were really popular before, I think before COVID, but especially during and after. Do you guys remember those videos where it'd be an Asian person and they'd be walking in their house and it was nothing but gadgets and household things, but they were like super duper high tech and convenient? Like they'd walk in, they would put their shoes into this like UV thing, and then they would put them in this like fold up box, and then they would go and make food and have all these gadgets and gadgets. I don't see those videos much anymore, but they were out there. Now we've got Americans who like, they're basically like consumerism porn, where they come into their house and they do the same thing. And the whole premise is that they're super duper clean. It'll be like clean talk. And they'll be like, I know one girl I watch is Nikki's Clean Talk, but there's also Julie Kay, and she has not been online in months, if not years. I used to watch her all the time. She's really funny. She came from nothing and then grew her channel. And basically all she would do is be like, tell you about all these cool, fun products. And a majority of her content was like purse stuff. So she'd be like, guys, like she was a real one, because she would leave her Amazon links to every fucking thing she bought. Okay. So all you had to do was click on her profile and she had links to everything. So she'd be like, if you guys want to make sure your hair is more moisturized than your boyfriend's mistress, buy the, like she would just say like slick little shit like that. And it would be funny and cute. All her stuff was pink and sparkly. She always had like mini versions of perfume. She always had stuff. She's like, come pack my purse with me. These are butthole wipes for my butthole. These are nipple covers for my nipple. I don't want my puss to stink, so here's puss wipes. Like she would just say shit like that. Like, I'm gonna look her up while we're talking, but I love shit like that. I love snarky little sarcastic, funny women. Like I always have. I've loved like women with big personalities. I really, really do. I'm not, oops. This is Raymond. Raymond, you want your water thing? Take his dishonor out. Raymond's just in his own little world in there. Anyways, I gotta put my underwear back on. I don't know where I put them. I went to pee and now I've lost my clothing. I need to wear something comfortable though, because like I said, I'm about to be sitting down. It's not that I can't get assignments done fast. It's that I try to be thorough. But sometimes I'm lazy. Like one of my classmates, I mean, that's the one thing I like about with the one assignment we had to do, where we made a Discord and we started all communicating with each other, because now we all have a support system. One thing about going to school online, it's very isolating. So if you do go to school online and you do happen to start talking to your classmates online, please keep in touch with them, because it's going to help you in the end. A lot of us are taking classes with similar, like there's certain classes that everyone has to take. And that was one of the benefits of doing that assignment, to get us all connected to each other. But it's also cool to know like, okay, so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so is doing that. And here's the classes they're taking for this program. And we just bounce advice and stuff off people. But we also talk about our lives. I'm gonna leave them underwear there. I'm wearing pajama pants now. Anyhow, I'm gonna put some hand sanitizer on. I got ADD so bad. This is part of why it takes me so long to do homework, is because I bounce around. I can't stop moving, but it's fine. Like I said, this is honestly the most progress I've made in school in a long time. I don't know if this is any faster than a traditional school, because yes, I'm getting through classes, but at a traditional school in 4 months, you would take 4 classes. In 4 months for me, I'm taking 5 classes actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm taking 5 classes in 4 months. 6 classes in 4 months versus, oh, that's actually better. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Hi, Queen of Swords. Welcome back. We're doing homework and drinking water and talking. Had some bad news. Raymond's grandpa died. This smells really nice. I normally hate lavender, but this is old hand sanitizer and it still works. So I have to look at all my content. I know that was a weird way to greet you. Hi, my son's grandpa died. ice water is so tasty. Yeah, we just visited him in the hospital on Memorial Day and he passed away. He went home the next day and then, yeah. There's got to be an easier way to see my. Okay, I think I know what to do. I'm going to go to the calendar because I'm not clicking on all these to look at the assignments. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is so fucking annoying. Okay. Welcome letter, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, finish. Well, plan of attack, industry websites. What was the one I just did? Skills, something. Okay, so since I have plan of attack about to be done, and I already did skills thing, so I'm just going to move on to assignment number 1.3 is done. Work on industry website, plan of attack assignment. I forgot how to enter a diagonal line in here. Nice. Hey, bitch. These are things that I've been doing since I was like a kid. This is the shit that I thought my son's school would be teaching him. They don't teach them shit. I was learning how to use Word when I was in elementary school. He doesn't know how to use Word. He knows how to use notes in his phone. Oh, what the fuck was that gonna do? Okay. So you guys remember that kid? What am I studying? I am in Full Sail University for computer animation. Mind you, this is my fourth class, and we have not done anything related to computers or animation yet. I'm doing all my prereqs. It's fucking annoying. I think they do this to see if you'll quit. Like, oh, how much do they really want this career? Hmm. 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 I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I end up making a lot of my assignments like girly and pink. Like, let me show you. They're gonna be sick of me by the end of this shit. When I tell you, I literally like I be making everything so fucking pink. Like, it's so fucking funny. I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, not that. Sorry. All of it. You guys want to watch this? This was one of my assignments recently. This is the guy who invented Discord. So this is really. I don't even know if this is done. Where's the finished one? This one was really hard. Let me see. Wait. Thank you all for attending this year's Full Sail Hall of Fame induction. I'm Brianna Greenwood, a current student at Full Sail, majoring in computer animation. It is my great pleasure to introduce this year's nominee, Jason Citron. As the co-founder and CEO of Discord, Jason Citron has been a huge inspiration to students and staff at Full Sail, as well as across the globe. His love of gaming and sharing his experiences, as well as his education from the school, is the reason we have Discord, a space where gamers can connect and build bonds through gaming and gaming culture. I can think of no one more deserving of the Hall of Fame nomination other than Jason because of his hard work and dedication to building teams and having a natural spirit of collaboration. From what I've learned about Jason, he really does appreciate the collective effort and vision of everyone he works with. Jason's ability to not only be curious and grow, but knowing when to pivot has served him well in his career over the years. For this reason, he continues to innovate and help gamers with their passions. Jason spent a good portion of his childhood up to his young adult years playing video games with friends. He explained that during a sleepover one night, he watched a friend start coding and developing his own game, which was inspiration for Jason to do the same. Over time, Jason worked up to being the CEO of OpenFiend, a social media gaming platform. He gained more knowledge about developing video games after attending a traditional 4-year college and switching majors at Full Sail University. Discord, Jason's most famous founding project to date, is one of the largest and most popular apps for gamers to communicate. I myself have utilized the app to chat with my YouTube following and work on projects for class with my classmates. Even now, I continue to use the app for an impromptu game with my classmates, and I'm finding getting to know them through the app to be a pleasant network experience. Without further ado, I welcome Mr. Jason Citron to the stage. Congratulations on your contributions to the industry, Mr. Citron, and thank you. Ooh, that was a tough one. I feel like that was not the final. I don't know. Okay, so like this was one of my assignments. This is the user guide. See, I make everything like pink and look. These are old pictures. My hair was actually pink in this picture. Here was one of my assignments. I had to label all the people playing and we took pictures. These are all screenshots from the game. And I had to explain what we were doing. We had to make an infographic. What? Be sure to like the live, y'all. Be sure to like my live. Tap that screen. We're doing homework. You guys want to hear some music? So here's how it's looking so far. Never mind. Ooh, my lecture just started. Hold on. You guys want to join it? All right, I gotta go put, oops, hold on, mute. I gotta go get ready for the class. I don't think I get points for this, but they do expect us to dress professionally, even though this is 8 p.m. Like, so I have to look nice. They want us to look nice in this stupid fucking class. They want us to look nice. They were passive aggressive last time about it. Oh, I hope you guys can't see me naked. But this time around, I'm gonna make an impression. So I'm not trying to get. I haven't worn this dress in forever. I love this dress. I just never wear it anymore because I just feel like it's not. It looks nice though. And then we're just gonna put on a wig. Fuck is that? Me and the other professor are the only ones in here right now. Nope, those other people. Cool. I'm gonna go put on underwear.
Mistiming and your management or mismanaging your time to the point where one of your high priorities becomes a low priority, and now it's something that is not prioritized at all. When it used to be a priority, but now it's not because you have to prioritize something else. So that's usually the effect of mismanaging time, is when you don't make enough time for everything that's important to you. So just something to keep in mind. Now let me jump back over to this. There we go. All right, now you all probably are familiar with this stuff, but some of the basic materials that you all need to be successful in this class would be some sort of computer device, or it could be a smart device too, like a tablet, an iPad, even a smartphone. They're all capable of producing and completing coursework for this particular course. Some of you may not have your launch boxes yet. And that's something on the way, or it's coming in the next month or two or so. Just know that as long as you have some sort of smart device that you can run applications like Microsoft Word or some sort of text-based Word documentation application or program, for the most part, create slides, stuff like that, you should be fine. And there are tons of different websites out there. A lot of students like Canva. There's also Office 365, which you all should have access to as students using your full self credentials. And you can access Word, PowerPoint, Excel, those different apps. So those are all the apps that you'll need to complete work for this class. As long as you have that in your pocket, you should be good to go. All right. Now, there are multiple reasons for this course, but one of the core reasons is to get familiar with your particular industry. You all are coming from different walks of life. And at this point, so if if you don't mind, in the chat, just throwing in what program you're pursuing at Full Sail right now, so that I know what we're dealing with. All right, we got some graphic design, computer animation, game development, game art, 3D arts, 3D modeling, cybersecurity, game art, web design, computer science. Awesome. Yeah, so hopefully that shows you all that there's a mixture of different walks here, different journeys, opportunity to network with other types of individuals in these type of class settings too. IT, I see you as well. Yep, computer animation, graphic design, awesome. So we got a good mixture here of different paths here. And, these are the earlier courses where you all will be bunched together, but eventually you will be in more close-knit groups where you're particularly just focusing on those particular specific concepts in your degree. But in these earlier months, you are part of a larger group of different types of students. So we'll talk more about networking and stuff in week 3, but that is a very important concept that will help you throughout your professional career and just your life in general. Right? So good stuff. Thank you for letting me know that. So with that said, moving forward, making connections, as I mentioned before, making connections is important. But let me go to this middle point right here to help you determine if you are going in the right industry. So you're going to research a lot about your industry, but you're also going to look into neighboring or relative industries too. So I see a lot of you are game art or computer animation, but hopefully once this course is over for you, you'll realize you'll kind of see the correlation between 3D art or even game art and computer animation. And for some of you in the other degrees like game development, you may see the correlation between game development and one of the other development degrees. So you also have, what else we have? Do we have web design, web development in here? So web development and understanding that development degrees all have something in common. And then the other side is what are the differences? Like, so you have IT, you have computer science, you have cybersecurity. These are all different study groups, but they're very relative, especially those 3, right? So this course will help you kind of differentiate those different industries and let you know what is very common with them and what is very much different. What is something that is completely maybe not the same, right? Now, in doing that research, you're going to hopefully get a better understanding and grasp of your industry, or you could particularly maybe start to feel like you're not in the right industry and maybe you need to switch degrees. Maybe you need to focus more on one of those relative industries. Maybe that's something that's more your lane, right? So don't be afraid to allow that to happen if it organically happens throughout your time in this course, even in the next few courses, right? That you start to realize, I think I might want to change my degree or I might switch it up. It's still early enough. You could do it. You could talk to an advisor and they'll help straighten you out and get you in the right direction if that happens. So that's what one of the main purposes, primary purposes and reasons for this course as well is just to establish the industry that you really want to be in. All right. Now, with that said, we're going to move into looking at the first assignment for the week. Just want to do some last second reminders before I jump into that to check FSO. Make sure that you are keeping in contact with your instructors. If you're networking and building connections, make sure you're exchanging contact information with those individuals. We're going to talk about the plan of attack because it is a great place to start with time management, and hopefully it'll help you kind of build those good habits, right? Work early, network, communicate. All those good values and aspects definitely should be put into place. All right, so we're going to talk about plan of attack. We're going to jump into that now. We're going to talk about the requirements and instructions, of course, but the core concept behind plan of attack is time management. So we're going to talk about some things that can help you improve that. As I mentioned earlier, I'm no ace. I'm no expert at time management. I've just lived life long enough that I figured out how to maneuver and navigate and still make things happen, right? If they need to be completed. So that's where you want to get. You want to get to a point where you feel confident enough that you can navigate through life and manage all of the priorities and still get things done. All right. Now, so the other assignment we'll talk about is 1.2 industry websites. And that definitely takes you more into the research aspect, and you're starting to look into those industries and discover certain aspects related to your industry and neighboring industries as well. So I'm going to switch over to FSO, and I'll take it from there. All right, cool. I think we're there. All right, cool. So 1.1 plan of attack. This assignment is an assignment that you have the rest of this week to complete. That deadline would be June 7th, and that's Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please pay attention to the time zone aspect. If you're in a different time zone, it's worth 8% of your grade. So just keep that in mind. Kind of a little cool thing here. If you take your cursor and just hover over that date, it'll kind of give you the exact amount of days, hours, and minutes you have to complete the assignment. Just to add to the levels of anxiety, but at least it gives you some sort of ticker on like how long you have to complete the assignment. All right, now with plan of attack, we have our starting quote here. In preparing for battle, I've always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. So in understanding what that means is that in a lot of cases, some people may feel like planning may be something that's a waste of time, when you don't really find out what the power is in planning until you actually do start planning. And even if the planning itself doesn't execute the way that you may have initially wanted to, you'll find that the blueprint of planning still is there, and it does help kind of get you psychologically in place to complete things and keep your eye on priorities and watch your timing and stuff like that. So planning can be a tedious thing, but it can also be a rewarding thing as long as you pay attention to it. So first, there's a video here of a brief interview, overview, I'm sorry. So just make sure you take a watch of this, and so you'll get a chance to kind of just get a little bit more the assignment and where your mindset should be. So, just make sure you watch that video, and then look into the instructions, and that's where everything starts. So make sure you read these assignments diligently and take them in, and then after all, you want to make sure you check the rubric, which we'll get to in a little bit. All right. Now, as you see here, it says step A, go to the class dashboard and briefly explore each of the assignments. So I think the first thing you all should do, and this is kind of a studious thing to do, like as a someone trying to be a good student, you should always look ahead, right? You shouldn't just look at what you have on your plate today, right? You should look and see what your plate's going to look like the rest of this week. All right, going into next Monday, what is my new plate of tasks? What is my new group of tasks that I have to keep in mind? Because planning ahead is part of time management. So make sure you're looking at all of the assignments, which are open. All of your assignments are open to you, right? You should be able to look at week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 worth of assignments. So go ahead and make some time and do that. And you don't have to read word for word all of the tidbits of it, but you should just click on them and just kind of just look through it and be like, okay, I see what's going on here. And just kind of get a synopsis of like what it is you're dealing with, right? And you want to get just kind of an idea of what it is, like how long it'll take you to complete that assignment, and you want to kind of get that idea for every single assignment throughout the 4 weeks. All right, so that's the first thing that the plan of attack is asking you for. In step 1, all right, or step A, right? So just take some time to do that and jot down some notes while you're doing that. Jot down some notes like, okay, 2.1 may take me 2 hours. 2.2 looks like it might be like 3 hours. Just kind of help yourself. Like notes are amazing when you're trying to get into the the work zone, trying to get into the right mindsets. So definitely take notes if you can. B says we have various templates for you to choose from if you wish, covering a wide range of programs. And this is basically letting you know that there are templates that we wish for you. And if you look at these examples, they kind of display those templates. In these templates, there are some important things that need to be met and completed in your version of plan of attack. So with that said, it is a good place to start with grabbing one of these templates that work well for you. So if you are a Word person, then download the Word template, PowerPoint, Pages if you're on a Mac, Keynote, Mac as well, and there's a Google Drawings template as well. So just pick whichever one you wish to pick, right? Just for the sake of this assignment, I'm just going to click on the Word template, and we're going to just download it and open it, right? All right, so I'm going to open up the Word template, and I'm just going to go through all of the requirements and everything that's there, right? Okay. All right, so let me share my desktop. There we go. All right, so this is the Word template, and this is your basic template you'll find on pretty much all of it in some shape or fashion. All of the templates will have the same information, just might be formatted a different way. But what you're going to need to do is fill out the requirements for this template. And the core requirement is to make sure that you fill out a 4-week plan, right? Basically looking at all 4 weeks of this class, and also looking at what's on your agenda personally, like some personal tasks you need to complete, daily things you need to accomplish. And you're going to mix these things together and create a plan of attack so that you're able to attack your plans and concerns effectively with this plan, and hopefully kind of stay on track, right? As long as you're following the time management tool, to the most degree as you can. So I'm just going to start there with that. In these 4 weeks, you need to fill out these cells. So you have Sunday through Saturday here. So you need to fill them out with a couple of important tasks that you need to complete those days. So, Monday could be, for instance, I know I got to go grocery shopping, right? So I'm going to start there, for example, right? It doesn't have to be any more detailed than that. Just put grocery shopping, and then I'm also going to work on 1.1 plan of attack.
So I'm currently in one of my lectures. That's why I'm being quiet, but we've got an hour and a half left of this lecture. It's a 2-hour lecture. So I'm currently in a Zoom meeting doing that. And they're talking about the assignment I literally just uploaded that I was working on earlier. My phone died, so now you guys are charging on my laptop. So that's what we're doing. We're charging our laptop and then charging our phone. Raymond's back there. I'm drinking a bunch of coffee because I honestly just want to get this next assignment done because I have to work tomorrow. So I'm going to work on it tonight. I'm going to work on it tomorrow morning. If I can get it done now, I'm going to just work on the next week.
Make sure everything can fit on this one template page, right? So you just keep it simple. 2 or 3 things that you're doing that day that are important, and list them, and then keep it moving. So that's my Monday. Tuesday I go on, and let's say I got work again, right? But this time I'm going to, let's say I'm still working on 1.1. Maybe I didn't finish it, right? So I'll just put finish 1.1, right? Right. So, that could be it, right? That's my thing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and complete all of the days like that with these tasks. And, obviously in week 2, I'm going to be working on week 2 assignments. So I'm going to start plotting that in there, right? Plotting those week 2 assignments in there, week 3 and week 4. So make sure you are plotting in the assignments that are dealt to you through this class. And if you are taking another course, you're more than welcome to put the assignments from those classes in there as well. But you don't have to go any more crazier than this. Like, just a few tasks can be plotted per day. And if your Sunday is pretty chill, Like it's family day. You could just put family day. It's not a big deal, right? Like that's it, right? Common question. What if I'm not being productive that day? Which means what? You're playing video games or just relaxing, watching Netflix or something. That's fine. You can put that there. You could put gaming day. You could put just hanging out. Like you don't have to. It doesn't always have to be the most productive, like politically correct answers here, right? Just keep it simple and keep it moving, right? So just make sure you fill it out and make sure you do fill this out as much as possible every week. It's filled out every day with something, even if it's just simply a placeholder like family day or church or, whatever, right? That's totally fine. So that's the main, this is the core or most of your grade is the 4 weeks. I'm going to jump up at the very top to talk about these things here. So at the top, this is important too, that you complete this information, basic stuff that we call this the email signature information section. So first and last name should be listed here. Then you want to put your student number, which you all should have access to. Your section number, which is found on the FSO course page, should be the number correlating to your course. And it's usually attached to the course code or course name, and it lets you know what number section you're in, right? And then the degree or program that you're pursuing, make sure you list that. And then an email, a backup email. It could be your full cell email if you want to put it, or you can put your personal email. It's up to you. All right, now the next section, computer being used for TEM. All right, so what is your primary hardware, right, workstation that you're completing TEM-related work on, all right? So with that said, just put it there. So if it's, for me, it's like a MacBook, right? So I'll just put a MacBook, right? I don't have to be more detailed than that.
I know, that was really sad. I cried. I cried.
What are some of
It
these brands,
reminded
like
me
Dell
of my
PC,
sister so bad, and it was just so fucking
whatever.
depressing.
Hewlett Packard, if you want to, right? Now, it also says internet being used for TEM. So what is your primary source of internet? For me, it's home Wi-Fi. So I'm just going to put home Wi-Fi, right? Keep it simple. All right, backup computer. So we're thinking about a backup option in case my MacBook, for example, stops working, right? Or, and for some reason it's I can't work on it anymore. Well, to be productive, we have to continue to find ways to still get goals done, complete tasks, right? So what would be the next option? So for me, that could be my iPad, or it could be my phone, right? So like I said, if you have a smart device, it's very, very capable of completing most, if not all, the work for this class. All right, so we can put a backup computer. I'm just going to put iPhone, right? And then backup internet. Let's say your internet at home, your primary internet goes down. All right, well, what are some backup options? Let me see if you all can get creative in the chat. What are some backup internet options if your main internet goes down? Absolutely, hotspots, great, yep. A lot of you all said hotspots. Local library, that's a slept on one, right? Library also is a good place to go, get some internet. Coffee shops, yep. That's good. Family's house that has Wi-Fi, yeah. Go to the family, go to a friend, right? Friend Wi-Fi, yep. You all are smart. So yeah, there are definitely a lot of I see Starbucks, yep. Go to Starbucks, get you some free Wi-Fi. They may ask you to buy something, but McDonald's, all those things. There's Wi-Fi at almost everywhere, So just look around, and so for this option, just list one. You don't need to list more than that, but you can list at least one backup option of internet, right? So I'm just going to put hotspot since that was a popular one, right? So I'm going to put hotspot for my backup. All right, now coming over here to hours computers available. So your main computer, is it available to you all the time? Then just put 24/7. All right, now next would be hours internet available. Same here, 24/7. As long as it's working, it's 24/7 for me. And then hours for backup computer. Well, it's my iPhone, so that's 24/7 as well. Now, if your backup option is not yours and it's a family member's or something, of course, you probably want to put the time that you have access to it and be a little bit more detailed there. But otherwise, 24/7. Hours backup internet available, same, So,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
just went over the middle area. Now the last sections I'll go over are and what's required here. So the very first column down here is a list of all the assignments you have this month. Starting with the week 1 assignments, week 2, week 3, and week 4. As I mentioned before, you all should definitely go to those assignment pages and scour and skim through and kind of get a good understanding of what those assignments are requiring of you as far as time is concerned. And then you're going to put some time estimates here. So you don't really have to put anything for these first couple, but the plan of attack, let's say that's going to take me 1 hour, right? I think I estimate it'll take me an hour to complete that. So I'll put that there. And then I looked at industry websites and I'm like, that's probably going to be more like 2 hours. And then so on and so on, right? 2 hours. I looked at that one, I was like 2 hours. I looked at industry terms like, oh man, that actually might take me longer. Looked at industry jobs, that might take me just an hour, et cetera, et cetera. So just make sure you fill out all of these assignments, all of the weekly numbered assignments at least. Some of the ones that are numbered, you can simply put 5 or 10 minutes if you want, just to keep it simple. The course evaluation is something that doesn't pop up until the course is completed. But make sure that you do complete these estimates for all of the weekly assignments, okay? Now, this next column is called actual time. So I want you all to understand the difference here, right? The first column is for you. You absolutely want to complete this. You want to definitely complete all of the weekly assignments and the estimates for them. Now, the second column here, actual time, is only for assignments you may have completed already at the time of completing or doing this portion. So if it's only plan of attack you've completed or you've realized you're about to complete, you can put the time for that. Otherwise, you can leave everything else blank because you have not completed these assignments yet. So you do not actually have an actual time. So you can leave these blank, or you can put non-applicable, not applicable if you wish. Anything just to express that you haven't completed them yet. So this is a one-time submission assignment. So you're not submitting it later this month or anything like that. You're only submitting it for week 1. So we don't expect you to have actual times for other assignments other than maybe the week 1 assignments, right? At the time of completion. Notes is completely optional. You can just fill these out if you want to put a memo down for each assignment or something like that. Just something that may help you with time management. You can put that there. Now, paragraph is something that is required. Now, you are required to write a paragraph, and it even says this in the rubric, so I just want to make sure you all are familiar with that. In the rubric, it says, how will I use this is what basically needs to be answered in the paragraph, and it should be at around 5 sentences of length in the paragraph space. So you need to have at least a few sentences in here explaining how you plan on using this plan of attack for your benefit, to help you enhance your time management, improve your time management, be successful in the class and everything else you got going on personally, and so on and so on. So just make sure you complete that. All right, so I'm just zooming and zooming. So hopefully that gives you a gist of what is expected. This template is the core. Now there is one other requirement that we need to discuss, and that is called making it yours, or what we call visual customization. So you are required to add customization to your document. So if you want to maybe add color to some of the fields and maybe add some pictures or some cool flair, whether it's a mixture of gradient stuff there or whatever, you can take this template and put it in another app if you want and create some really cool stuff if you wish, and just be creative with it and just add a creative effort. That is the last requirement for 10% of your grade to this template. So this template doesn't have to be in this form, but you can turn it in this form if you wish. If you were to turn in everything completed as we just discussed without any creativity, the best grade you'll get will be a 90. So you won't get that 10% customization. So if you want the best grade, add some creativity to it. Add some, some color, you can maybe even customize the text, like bolding, changing the color of the text, There's a key right here. If you all are unfamiliar with a key, is basically a way you can set it up so that you can read the text in a more organized way. So as you see here, it's bolded for TEM class items. So I can bold the TEM related items, and I know that is following the key. Okay, so there we go. And maybe I want my non-TEM items to be marked in like red or something, right? So I'll just go over here and there we go. Change it to red. Small details like that, but it helps. Gives it a more visual flair. So that could be one of the little things you do on top of some other, maximizing that effort. But try your best to be as creative as you can for that topped off 10%. All right. Now, I think I've covered it for the most. Here are some examples of submissions, and from bad to good to excellent. Looking at the bad, you see it's the template, but it's missing some things, and some incomplete areas. So of course, this will not make for a good grade. So you definitely want to stay away from that. If you look at the one in the middle, and hopefully you're not squinting your eyes. This is not meant for you to squint your eyes. Don't read the stuff on here. This is just a visual aid. But if you look at the one in the middle, you see that it's the template. It's more filled out, more fleshed out, a little bit more detailed. So it's decent. This will get you a decent grade. And then you see the excellent, which does have color in different fields and different areas, and just looks more lively, looks more pleasing to read and to experience. And this is something that would get you like a 100, for instance. So just some examples there to show you of what you visually are looking to accomplish, and you're all set there. So with that said, we're going to get a rubric real quick. 15% goes to the way the submission and how you turn it in. So make sure that you are taking your document and submitting it as a PDF file. Now, PDFs are pretty common now with most apps. So if I'm in Word, for example, let's say I was complete and I was done, I can just go up to File, and I'm going to go to Save As. And I'm going to look at the file format, drop down, for example, and I'm going to choose PDF. And then I'm going to make sure I name it correctly. So you want to make sure that you're using the correct naming convention. So for instance, I just put Tarek and I put underscore Dukes and then 1.1. And if I'm ready, I'd press export, and that would be it. Right? Now, that's how you would traditionally save as a PDF. Please keep that in mind. If you do turn in something that is not a PDF, like a Word document or Excel file or something, that points may be deducted for document submission not being met. So just kind of start getting used to saving your files, because most of the assignments in this class do require you to save them as a PDF file. So that's that. Now the name convention, as I mentioned before, there's an example of the naming convention done right here. Last name, underscore, first name, and underscore assignment number. Just want to let you know that as long as you include these parts or portions into the naming convention, you should be fine. So in other words, if it's last name, first name, or if it's first name, last name, and the assignment number, any version is acceptable as long as you're identifying yourself and you're identifying the assignment number or the name of the assignment itself, you're fine. Just watch your spelling, grammar, punctuation. It's not the biggest deal, but just make sure you're not like a habitual offender and everything is misspelled all over the place. And then make sure your assignment, your plan of attack is on one page. As I mentioned, these templates are one page set, so you should be able to complete everything you need in one page. And so just make sure you keep it at one page in length. All right, 70% goes to the 4 weeks that we talked about, completely filling them out with TEM-related assignments, non-school related events, your contact and backup information at the top, time estimates at the bottom, actual times for completed TEM activities are present for week 1 only. So there shouldn't be actual times for any other week, and that is the bulk of your grade. 10% goes to the visual customization we mentioned earlier, and then the final 5% is for the paragraph section that we mentioned, which should be close to, should be around 5 sentences long, and it needs to describe how you plan on using the plan of attack to improve your time management and find success basically throughout the process. All right, so that's a lot. That was a lot of talking. So I'm going to open up for questions. If you can raise your hands using the react option, if you have questions. And I do see, I see Patty in the chat. She's helping a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you very much with some of the questions there. So thank you for helping out. And if there's any questions you want to ask, definitely raise your hand and we will get to you one by one. All right, Franklin, how may I help you?
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey. So I want to know if the plan of attack is for the rest of the month. We're gonna feel it.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
The plan of attack, right? I just want to know if we're gonna feel it for the rest of the month, or we're gonna feel it every week.
No, as I mentioned earlier, this is a one-time submission, so it's only week one of submission. You don't have to resubmit it any other time.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Jessica, how may I help you?
Are we able to submit it more than once? Like if we, like after looking at this, I want to update it a little better. Can I submit it again for a better grade?
So no resubmissions will be allowed after the deadline is reached. So if you've turned in an assignment for the end of week one, you will not be allowed to resubmit it to improve your grade after you've already submitted it for week one. Does that make sense? And
yes.
That's kind of the policy across the board, that if you submit work and the deadline has been reached, that it's not normal practice to allow you to resubmit for a better grade. So, which means that you want to make sure you put your best effort in to your submission, when you do turn it in initially. Now, the only little caveat or whatever is that, let's say you turn in your plan of attack tomorrow, right? You turn it in tomorrow and you're completed. But then let's say Thursday or Friday, and you're like, you know what? I think I want to improve that. I think I want to make some changes I could have done better. Then yes, you can resubmit as long as it's before the deadline is reached and it hasn't been graded yet. You can send in a submission, right? But we won't be able to say, hey, you're missing this, or we're grading now and you should do better, and then give you a chance to do it like this. That kind of doesn't happen. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
No problem. Sean, how may I help you?
Sorry. Stammer. All right. Sorry. The creativity of that. Our weekly page thing that we're doing for the planning attack. How creative are we allowed to be exactly?
You can be as creative as you want.
All right, so there's no limitation to where it could possibly, as long as it looks the way it is.
That's correct. As long as you had met the requirements that are found in the rubric, as long as you meet all of those, the creativity aspect can be as crazy as you want it to be. I mean, obviously nothing, offensive or, in that regards. But as long as you can be as creative as you want. Cool. All right. Anthony, how may I help you?
Hey, quick question on the plan of attack. For the daily entries, what's the minimum standard for entries? Is it 1, 2? That's acceptable. Of course, blank is unacceptable, but what's the standard?
I want to understand what you're asking. So, what's the standard on
the daily entries?
Okay. I got you. On the template, like how many should be per day?
Right.
I got you. I feel like the magic area is somewhere like 2 to 3. Like 2 to 3 tasks should be there. Minimum. I think that's a good. And these are, you don't have to list all your priorities, right? So just list things that you need to get done, and and these are more about blocks of time than actually scheduling time, right? So yeah, like if that helps answer your question, 2 to 3 to me, it feels like a good place to be, at having at least 2 to 3 things per day.
All right, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Leo, how may I help you?
This is also for the Planet Attack. Are we allowed to also include like our other classes? Because I'm thinking this class as well as algebra and coded math these next few weeks.
Gotcha.
So am I allowed to include my algebra class in my Planet of Attack or no?
Absolutely. Yeah, you could definitely include other class assignments. I would just make sure, of course, you notate TIM related assignments too, but if you're more than welcome to include other classes in the assignments you have for those as well.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Kiani, how may I help you?
Sorry, I've been trying to use the Microsoft Word template, and I couldn't write on it for the past 10, 20 minutes, and I've been just making a copy of it for a while, and I was struggling to write on it. I didn't know what to do, so I just came to ask for help.
Okay, so it's not allowing you to manipulate or
write on it.
Yeah. Okay. Are you signed in with your full cell credentials into Microsoft Word or Office?
That is probably why. I never thought of that till now. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you want to make sure you're using the full cell credentials to have full access to the apps as well as any of the documents.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. All right. Don't see any other hands. Check the chat. Now I'm only going from, I completely missed a lot of the chat, so sorry, but I can only go with what I first see. Let's see here, Francesca. What about email signature? Is that just our name or just our student name? Student email. So it will be your name and email. Just all of the information that is asking you for there is what you need to include. So so that'll be your first and last name, your student number, your section number, the degree that you're pursuing, and then a backup email address. So those are 5 different fields that need to be filled out. All right. And yeah, Patty just navigated you, Michael, to where do you find your student ID. Just I'll read it out loud. Upper right-hand corner of course page, click on the circle with your initials. Photo click, your initials and photo, I'm sorry, where you see it. You should see your profile up there. Click and manage account. Student number is under your name. Make sure to include the zeros at the beginning. Thank you, Patty. So that should be the way you all should find your student numbers. Do we reuse the same template for week 2? Just to make sure I reiterate, that this is a one-time submission. You don't ever have to do it again after you turn it in for week 1. All right, we'll move on to 1.2 if we don't have any other questions, and we'll answer more questions, of course, after that. Okay. Now, 1.2 industry websites. So this is an assignment that is worth 8% of your grade, and it is due on Sunday, June 7th. So you have until the end of Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to complete it. This one is definitely more in the vein of research and discovery. So what you're going to learn or you're going to find is that a lot of the coursework in this class are attempting to help you get those gears rolling as far as researching and finding information, finding insight, helping yourself learn, gain knowledge on particular concepts and topics, and have the freedom and liberty and understanding of how to do so. Right? The web is such a huge place. It's a place of infinite information, and And it's important that you all in these technological fields have some sort of sense of how to find things that you need to find, or research what you need to research, gain information on, and find the right information you need on particular concepts, particular ideas, topics, trends, news lines, all those different things. And at some point it'll become like the back of your hand. It'll become second nature on how you're able to find information that will be helpful to you, and utilize that information to be better, or to do your job better, or to go about certain processes better, or understanding things, people, the job, or whatever it is you're doing just better. Right. So just be open, allow yourself to kind of gain these better habits of finding information, and willing to look around, and check that extra page and check that extra website, read a little bit more, and you'll find that there's a lot of gems, a lot of treasure in that researching process. All right. Now with industry websites, so that we can kind of, get you all into, like step by step, baby steps, get you into that mood, or get in that mode where you can do research and get better at it. We want you to do some research on some websites that we already have listed for you on a link list. List this link at the top. I'm gonna click it and create a new tab so I can show you. And this is a vetted list that we as course directors have created, and so that we made sure that this list had some relative options to be able to research and find information related to the industries you all are in. All right, so that's the first thing you do, is just make sure you click that link and open it. Once it's open, you'll find that everything is it's just a list of different websites, and they're all categorized into different programs, degrees. So you'll notice some of them are bunched up into multiple degrees, which means that they're acceptable to be, researched and utilized by either any one of those listed degrees. So for instance, this first group of sites is computer animation, game art, and 3D art. So that means if you're in any one of those degrees, these websites are suitable for you. Some of them are just for like a particular degree. Some of them are mixed. So anyways, a large amount of websites are here, and there should be enough for everyone to be able to complete the assignment with no matter what degree you're in. So what we're going to do is look at the requirements here and just understand basically what's asked of you. Now, I just want to start off with reading this very top. It says, our profession requires us to be familiar with the latest changes and trends concerning our industries. Most professionals accomplish this by reading trade papers, magazines, blogs, and websites. So just kind of piggybacking on what I mentioned earlier, that part of being in these professions that you all want to be part of is actually seeking information, right? Researching, finding what's going on. What is going on right now in your industry, what has happened in your industry, what can happen in your industry in the future, all those different things. Those different aspects are things that you should start to get used to doing, getting into any of the industries you all are getting into. It's just kind of part of it's just kind of part of the experience. It's kind of part of that world, is that you're learning and researching and keeping up with what's going on in that world, right? So what you're going to do is, with that list, you're going to find, or you're going to pick 3 websites that are related to your degree. So I mentioned computer animation earlier. If you're a computer animation student, then you're going to pick, as it mentions, it says pick 3. So you're going to pick 3 that are categorized under computer animation. So you can pick like 1 or 2 from here, and then you can pick 1 or 2 from another computer animation. If there happens to be another one that's grouped with computer animation, you can pick 1 from there too. As long as there's a total of 3 different websites, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to answer some prompts in a nice, detailed paragraph. You're going to answer a few prompts on what you found at those websites. And I kind of like to compare it to like a mystery shopper. Like when someone is hired to be a mystery shopper, they go to a certain store and they experience the store and they see and they kind of want to be a part of what it, all of its different experiences and what its offerings are. And then eventually that information is conveyed to someone where they ask you, hey, well, so what was it like? Or what was your experience like? And they give it detail, well, my experience was this, and this was this, I liked this, I didn't like this, or blah, 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 right? So it's almost like you all are mystery shoppers for these sites. And you're going to answer some questions that we require you to answer after you've experienced those websites, which means you should take some time to check these websites out. You should click on these links, not just look at it and just, okay, that's that, and then write about it. You should actually click all over the place. Click on all of its options, all of its menus and its different offerings, if it has articles or whatever, and just find out what that website has to offer, right? And then go back and then answer these few questions. Those questions would be, what did you learn? So you can generally just talk about, you could definitely give your perspective and convey what it is you learned from your experience in that website. Second one would be what inspired you. If there was anything that inspired you at that website, something that just like, oh man, that's kind of cool, or oh man, that's pretty enlightening or inspiring. What was that for you? Right. Next question. What was your takeaway? So now that you've experienced that, is there something you could take away from that experience that you may want to implement or keep with you now moving forward? Right. And then the last one is, how would you use this information? So it's kind of like a part two to the takeaway, is knowing the site now that you have knowledge of the site, how will you use the site or the information or insight you got from it moving forward? Will it be useful to you at all? And if so, how can it be useful to you moving forward? All right, so you can answer those questions for 3 websites that are related to your degree and your degree alone, right? And then you're going to turn around and do the same thing, but pick 2 other sites from different degrees. So I use computer animation as an example. So now I'm going to go to let's go to web development. So now I'm going to go and click one of the websites for web development, and then I can click 2 for web development if I want to, or I can choose one from web development. I can choose one from graphic design, right? You can split them up if you want as well. All right, so whatever you choose, just pick the 2, and then you want to make sure that you do exactly the same thing you did for the last 3 websites. Now, for the last 3 websites, you should have 1 paragraph for each one of those websites. So with step A, you should have 3 paragraphs. All right. So now with the 2 sites that are different, there should be 2 paragraphs, 1 for each site. Right. Now, here's the only difference with the 2 different sites that you're going to write about. There is one more question here that's a little different. And it says, if it was a site for another degree, which it is, was there any similarities to your industry sites? So was it similar to the first set of sites at all? And if it was, how was it similar? And then how was it different? So that would be what you would add additionally to your paragraph for the last 2 sites that are related to a different degree. All right. So that is the bulk of this assignment. Quick pop quiz. Actually, nope, it's been answered right there. So you shouldn't fail this, but just throw in how many paragraphs should be in this assignment. No, you're good. Awesome. Yes. See, we're on your side. We got people helping. You all should have a full understanding. There shouldn't be anyone out there that got this wrong. So that's awesome. Oh, even in Spanish, that's even better. Good job, y'all. Okay, so we know how many paragraphs are in this assignment, so you're good to go there. That is the major requirement for this particular assignment. Now, there are a couple of other things that we're going to add. Now, to get used to the idea of creativity added to assignments, that also is a requirement for this assignment. So I'm just going to jump down here real quick to the rubric, kind of work backwards a little bit. Now, that's cool. We just work at it. Yeah. 20% goes to turning it in correctly. And remember, PDF, you gotta get used to that. So make sure you export your file as a PDF file. And then make sure you name it correctly, as we mentioned before. So make sure you have your first and last name in there, and also the assignment number or the assignment name. And then make sure you just watch your spelling, grammar, all that good stuff. And you're good on your document submission, which is 20%. 60% goes to the 5 paragraphs and complete those, answer the questions that we have been talking about. So that is a major part of your grade, 60%, which 60% is the minimum to as a passing grade for all of the assignments. So this alone can get you there. But there's also 20% that goes to making it yours, which is the customization. So you are required to add customization to your document. It can get real creative. You can make it look like an magazine page or article with like pictures and wraparounds and headers and stuff like that. You can get as creative as you want. Right? Example. So this one on the very far left is kind of what I was, hinting to, is that if you format your document so you have like your paragraph and you have an image to go there, like a site name and the URL is there, the degree is related to, and you even have your name at the very top, you have like a page header, if you had page numbers, that if it's multiple pages, all that stuff is welcome. Color, of course. Now, some of these some of these apps like Word and PowerPoint, Pages and Keynotes, they have templates built into them that you can definitely take advantage of, and you just need to plug in the pictures, plug in your text and stuff like that. So you can kind of simplify it for yourself if you want, and look and see what kind of offerings are in the apps, and kind of help you with that creative aspect. If you see this one in the middle, this is without any creativity, so it's just the text, it's just the information, which is very important. So if you were to turn in a document without any creativity, but it does hit the 5 paragraphs, and then even the text formatting is like this, where you have the name of the degree and the website and the link, but it's just a basic, document like this. This will get you still get you a decent grade. I could probably fall into the like 80, 85 area, right? But I know you all want the best grade, right? So definitely go for the creative, best effort you can. We're not looking for quality. So we're not looking for you to be like, graphic designers, professionals and stuff like that. We're just looking for the best effort, right? We're looking for that you're putting an effort into it, and it's not just, nothing there. You just barely tried. So just try your best. Utilize the resources you have. Utilize the apps you have to get the best you can. Don't let the creativity be something that you're like, that's taking you hours to complete. Like, don't stress that much about it. Like, just try your best to add some creative elements, and that's all you can do. All right. Now, there is some basic stuff here that it does mention that you should go about in the formatting. Like, you should name the websites. You should probably use some formatting where it's kind of like bolded, or the text is a little larger, where you have the website. And then also make sure you list what degree it's from, what the website URL is, copy and paste that there. Like, those are some basic things you should list right above the paragraphs that you're writing. So I would just say that's kind of, baseline stuff you should have in your assignment, in your document. All right, make sure it is a PDF once again. And this is due by Sunday. I think we went over everything in the rubric that we needed to. So let's answer some questions. You can raise your hands if you have any questions related to this. If the question does come up about the links, definitely make sure you're using the links on the document that we provide. Don't stray away from that document. That's some advice I would give you too. Any questions on this one? Don't see any hands up. Oh, there we go. Sean, how may I help you?
Forgive me, just to reiterate. So it's 5 paragraphs. I got that much for the 3 websites that we're going to be looking into of our choice. for our given, degree paths and what we believe our careers would, go into. So it's like 5 per site. Or, sorry,
No, it's okay. So just to reiterate, you're going to pick 3 sites that are related to your degree, right? And you're going to find them from the link that we provide. So you're going to find your degree, and then you're going to find 3 different sites that are categorized for that particular degree. And then you're going to write 1 paragraph for each one of those sites, right? And that paragraph should answer these questions right here in step A. All right. So that's the first 3 paragraphs. And then you're going to pick 2 other sites that are related to a different degree or different degrees. So you can mix them up if you want, but 2 different sites, and you're going to do the same thing, answering the questions with paragraphs for those particular sites. So these should have a paragraph each as well. So 3 paragraphs for step A, 2 paragraphs for step B. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Must have missed that the part with the second degree. I'm sick.
Gotcha. All right, no problem. Good stuff. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, just to simplify, 1 paragraph per site, and you're doing 5 sites, right? So, you all did the math earlier. So 5 should be the total count of paragraphs. Now, let me just say this. You don't have to stick to just 1 paragraph. If you want to go more than 1 paragraph in your writings, you can. Don't if you want to, you can. There's nothing that'll stop you, and that doesn't affect your grade. The more, the merrier. That's fine. But 1 is required. That's for sure. Anthony, how may I help you?
Yeah, for the PDF, is there a total page requirement?
No, there isn't. So you can have as many pages as you want. If you wanted to do like 1 site, 1 paragraph per page, for instance, you could do 5 pages. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, good stuff. No problem at all. All right. Any other questions? Good stuff. Yeah, make sure you all are paying attention. Patty has been putting some pro tips in the chat related to formatting. So definitely take note of those. Thank you once again, Patty, for your assistance on that and helping out. Yeah, PDF is required, no PNG. That is correct, Joseph. So make sure that when you're complete, when you're done and you're ready to export your file, that it is a PDF file. And I would say that that's probably 98% of your assignments that will require you to turn into PDF. So just start getting used to that, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but there are other file formats, but they're for other assignments, not this week. All right. Peyton, how may I help you? See your hands up.
So they're both due this Sunday, right?
Yes, 1.1 and 1.2 are both due by Sunday, June 7th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, cool.
All right. And that's our introductory week as far as assignments are concerned. With the plan of attack, hopefully that'll help you all just gain a little bit more insight, at least basic insight on how to tackle time management. It's a lifelong lesson, so don't feel like you have to become an expert at it by the end of this month. It's not going to happen. It can help bridge and create new good habits, which is what we all want in our lives, right? Just make sure that you all are definitely following suit with that. Thank you for bringing it up. One other thing I want to bring across you all is if you go back to week 1, and there is a task at the bottom of week 1 called 1.3 Essential Skill Check. Please make sure that you all are completing this as well. All right. Now you go here and you see there, it is worth 2% weighted. And it shouldn't take more than it says 30-minute effort, which it could probably be a lot less than that. But this is something you want to complete. And this is good for you because it explains and goes in detail the whole idea of PDFs and why we have chosen it as the file type, and how beneficial it will be for you to kind of get used to this. So make sure you read this, the details here on this page for the essential skill check. And then come down to the bottom. It says what you'll do in this assignment. And it basically tells you to create a new document. It's almost like an exercise, like a practice exercise. All right. So just make sure that you just go with the prompts and create a new document. And it just wants you to, it basically just wants you to go through the paces of saving a PDF file and then uploading it so that we as your instructors can see that you understand how to go about completing and submitting assignments correctly moving forward. All right, so it's a nice quick practice. Shouldn't take you nothing but really a few minutes to complete. So go ahead and do so. There are some helpful resource links at the bottom that will help you with any issues you may have with saving as a PDF. There might be some specific situations or case-by-case situations, like the type of device you're using, if it's not a traditional computer or traditional smart device or something like that. But and in those cases, you can reach out to your instructor, and they'll be more than glad to help you through those. But yes, make sure you complete this. This is due by Wednesday. All right, so make sure you have this done by tomorrow evening. Quick task, but it goes a long way, and it is worth 2% of your grade. So please make sure you get this complete by tomorrow night, and you're good to go. All right, and that will complete week 1. Other things you want to make sure you check is, of course, the week 1 overview if you haven't yet. So make sure you check that. Community discussion is definitely something you want to get into. So every week, this is worth talking about for sure. The community discussions are every week. These are not weighted assignments, but they do count towards like your professionalism and just overall participation in the course. And there will be a question or a few questions, and it's basically just a way to communicate with your section, your group of peers, and to introduce yourself and have conversations and discussions about academic related topics and some of the weekly topics throughout this course. And fill that out as well. Get your post up by Thursday, and you can reply to another student by Sunday before this closes out. Once Sunday is over, this discussion closes, so you can't communicate with your students, your peers, through this platform, through this one. You'd have to go to week 2, this community discussion. So make sure you're timely with completing the community discussions for participation and professionalism reasons, and you're good to go. All right? And I think that's really it. Yeah, we got some other things here that you all should be able to just read and watch and mark as complete. So just make sure you get everything complete. Go through everything you can click on and get it all complete, and you're good to go. Any other final questions before we close out? All right. Okay, well, we'll officially dismiss the meeting. You all are dismissed. You all have a great rest of your evening.
Okay, we're done. Oh, fuck me. Let me take this. Oh, shit. My phone charged pretty fast. It's dark in here, so we're gonna get a lamp. Class is over. Take off the wig. Could you imagine going to class with somebody and then they get out and they just... Anyways, that's literally 2 hours. That's the first class I've taken where they got done early. So yeah, that's what my lectures are when I have a lecture day. My last couple of classes, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go to the lectures. I hate lectures. I figure it's a new class, so I'm just gonna pop in and, because I can watch them later. They always record the lectures and you can watch them later because they know people have jobs and kids and shit. I try to go in live just so I can interact and ask the right questions. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of these people, either they have never been to college or they're a little slow. And I'm not trying to be mean or critical of anybody, but they were asking some dumbass questions. They're like, I don't understand how to do this. Like, it's literally easy. I literally did all my assignments for this week except for one. And I literally, while we were talking, while you guys were watching me, I was making basically a template for my next assignment. So all I have to do is do the websites, go to the websites, pick up the information that they want, and write it all down. Like, I think people sometimes complicate college a little bit, or an assignment, or they just act like derpy about an assignment. Like, just follow the fucking directions. Don't get me wrong, like, I get confused too sometimes, but also just follow the directions. It's not that hard. I'm just wiping some stuff down over here. I'm trying to get the house together for the next week. I got to sweep now that the light's on. I think sitting in a dark room is like fucking up my eyes. I gotta stop doing that. It's fine. It's really not, but whatever. I've got to cut. Do I have onions? I have no onions. I have cucumbers. I have tomatoes. I don't have cheese. Although I did put those Parmesan things on my salad the other day. Those were pretty good. That's what I'm talking about. I really want to get through all these vegetables this week. And maybe start eating oatmeal again. But yeah, so that was my lecture. After I get off here with y'all, I might just go ahead and do a couple websites. Or I'll just do it tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow. So I'm going to try to make Raymond breakfast and lunch. And then when I come home, he can have dinner or a snack, whatever. But I work tomorrow. I'm happy. I'm getting a lot of hours. I'm working Wednesday to Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I have a 5-day work week. Woo-hoo! Yep, I got a 5-day work week. Good for me. I'm using up the rest of this Parmesan crisps and the rest of these fried onions in my salad. I got a big salad bag from Sam's Club when I got my water and my rotisserie chicken. So we're going to make ourselves a big ass chicken salad. Ray, are you hungry? Okay. We're going to be going to bed soon. So he stayed up until like 4 a.m. today. He was asleep until like 2 p.m. Normally I don't really care, but like I'm not trying to make that a habit because I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Like, I've got carrots. I think I'm going to shred up some carrots. My house is a fucking mess. I was hungry sitting through that. Like, I was like wanting to get up and eat and everything. I'm going to change my clothes, put this dress back, and throw on some leggings and a t-shirt. Yeah, my phone died when I was talking to y'all, so I was like, oops. Yeah, but I really do enjoy school. I think getting through these prereqs, I'm really hoping I don't get burnt out. I don't think I will, like I said, but it's just kind of like I'm doing, bitch work. Like, all these classes, they don't mean, they all matter towards my grade and shit, but I'm not learning anything. Like I said, I'm basically writing papers over and over and over again for 3 months straight. I don't get to take a real class towards my degree until next month, and I have 2 classes then where I'm actually going to be learning how to do computer animation. I need to do all these dishes. I don't feel like it, but. So we're going to make a big old salad. I got some black beans. Oh, I have olives. I forgot. Yes. I love olives. We're going to bake a big nasty salad. I love it. I don't have a strainer. I did. Oh, it's in there. I forgot. These are pitted. These are from Dollar Tree, I believe. So we're just going to pour these right in. All right, next we're going to do the black beans. I'm going to probably drain them, rinse them, so they're just beans and no bean juice. I really do hate the water here. It smells bleachy. I don't know if y'all's water is good. Columbus water is hit or miss. It just smells like chemicals. Like it just smells like bleach. I feel sick when I drink it. There's a bean. Yeah, but for those of you who weren't here earlier, Bruce's dad died, Raymond's grandpa. So probably going to be having a funeral here soon. All right, the beans are in. We're going to do the chicken and then the carrot and tomato. Maybe the cucumber, I don't know. I'm trying to get rid of these damn carrots. I have so many damn carrots at this point from the food banks. Like they give you a bunch of carrots. I have tomatoes and cucumbers in the other fridge. I've got a lot of produce right now. Like I'm very blessed for that. But you know, I wouldn't have had it if I hadn't gone out and gotten it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are still in the chat, say hey, hey, hey. I am getting paid from YouTube this month at the end of the month because I made my my threshold of $100. YouTube will only pay you if you make $100, and you know it's taken 8 years for me to make my second pay. Do you guys remember the first time I got paid from YouTube? I don't remember. I don't even remember. It was so fucking long ago. Was it like 2 years ago? Oh, hold on. I feel sick. I think my stomach's just moving around. I feel sick. Hopefully the salad will make me feel better. This is what I use for carrots. I got this at Walmart for like $14. It has a mandolin too. For like, and this slice is really thin. It's really nice. I'll probably do that for the cucumber. For the carrots are messy though. Carrots are like, ow. Why did that hurt? You guys want to know something funny? You know Martha from, not Martha. Lori from Euphoria. I first heard of that actor from a show with you probably don't even know who I'm talking about. He was a blonde comedian. He was fat. He had a gap tooth, and he played a woman on the show before he died. It was an interesting show. It was. Ray, what are you doing? Okay. Ray, go ahead and take a shower and brush your teeth, honey. We're going to read a book and go to bed. I don't even know if I have a book. Can you get in the shower for mommy? Ray. Yeah, take a shower. Do you need a towel? Huh? Okay, come get a towel. Come here. Turn off your show. Pause it, whatever. You got to go to bed. You're not staying up late again. No, because yesterday, he was up until 4 a.m, y'all. just giggling and laughing. Mind you, I thought I turned the internet off on everything. And Raymond, if you have one of my cell phones, you need to give it back. I don't know how he does it, but he's been like basically getting on my phones and turning the internet on for like his stuff or changing the parental settings. And I've changed my passwords. I don't know how the fuck he's getting on there. You want parenting tips? Don't have a child. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's different. Everybody's method of parenting is different. Don't get me wrong. I get plenty of criticism from people for how I deal with Raymond. Like they forget that like I go through unique struggles. So I would definitely not take everything to heart. But when people know exactly what you're going through, try to listen to them. But also take people's parenting advice and shit with a grain of salt because some people are just... I think consistency is the most important thing. Like if you're trying to teach your kid a lesson in life, whether it be life skills or even educationally, you have to be consistent. My number one regret is not, Raymond's naturally smart and children in general are naturally curious. You have to feed that. You have to constantly give them new things to kind of latch onto. And then you have to like I realized pretty early on that Raymond is not interested in something unless he can like relate to it or it's something he likes. I'm over here putting chicken in the salad. So like if you know they don't really fuck with reading, get books that you think they might read based on what they like. Same with TV shows, and you gotta really try your hardest to like have backbone when it comes to discipline. That's something I struggle with, but I've noticed that I get results from him behaviorally when I do stick to my guns. When I'm like, hey, you did something you weren't supposed to do. So I'm taking away this and this until you get it together. And it's hard for them, but you have to be strict about that. And honestly, I personally feel like don't be their friend. Love them and remind them like, hey, mommy's here for you, daddy's here for you. But you cannot be their friend, even when they're little. You can do stuff with them. You can like have fun with them and spend time with them. But like, do not ever put it in your head that you were their friend because you're the one that has to give them stability. And yeah. So you have to be, the parent. I would say also like take care of yourself because if you are sick and not well and struggling with all this shit, you're not going to be the best parent. Okay, I'm going to add a little more cucumber. And that's my parenting advice. Also get them potty trained because Lord knows. I got this from Kroger. All right, salad's done. Now I've got to do dishes because this house is crazy. We're going to put the rest of these veggies probably in here. That's why I like this because you can like store the veggies or store these. This is the rotisserie chicken I got from Sam's Club the other day. Just in time for Raymond to come back home. You know what's funny? He's had ramen and pizza today, and he was still like, after the pizza, he was like, I want ramen. They're always so hungry. All right, let's do dishes, because, oh my God, not shit that I can eat with over here. Oh my God. Okay. I want to turn on some music. Oh, that's so sweet. That really is sweet. I don't know how, because I'm a little off, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Some people get relaxed by chaos. I don't think I'm that chaotic, but you know. That is really sweet. I wish I was a little more consistent, but you know, with life. Honestly, lately everything's been good. Like I said, like other than, yeah, we're good. I'm gonna get more hours. I'm gonna catch up on my bills. We're gonna save some money. We're gonna get a car. We're gonna keep going to school and studying. School has really been my anchor right now. I just hope that I can continue to afford it because I'm on financial aid. So honestly, if I could go back in time, I would have gone to Full Sail University way earlier. I really do love this school. I really think it's cool. It's fun. I've been wanting to go to school in Florida for a long time, and the irony is that I'm doing it, but I'm doing it here, you know. But I've always wanted to go to like Johnson & Wales University at their Florida campus and I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to go into culinary arts and be a chef. I also wanted to go to business school. I had a lot of dreams, and they changed here and there depending on what I was going through in life. I'm just happy to be back in school. It makes me feel good about myself, knowing that I'm not giving up on an education just because of my circumstances. And I encourage everybody to do so. Like, if you want to go back to school, do it. Just do it. Don't even think about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did have to wait until my life was more stable. And for me, living in a clean home and having space and quiet and, you know, not having to like depend on a certain amount of income to survive has played a big role. Being in the right city, being around the right people, you know, it all matters. It really does. When will I graduate? So I'm in an associate's program right now. If I choose to continue, like, okay, I should graduate next year with an associate's in this class, technically. If I choose to continue after I graduate next year in 2027, I'll get my associates. I'll be able to walk for my associates. If I get my bachelor's, I'll have to continue for another year or two and get my bachelor's in computer animation. I can't wait to get all my supplies. I'm getting like a really high tech, I don't know what I'm getting, honestly. Like they told me, I'm guessing it's equipment so I can make, you know, it's high tech shit. I'll show you guys when it comes. It'll come next month. I just hope I can keep continuing to get grants and stuff. I'm going to look into getting scholarships too, because I would really like to continue to pay for school. I don't know that I can get that from McDonald's. They do have programs, but I think you have to go to their college. I got a lot of dishes. I might put some of these in the dishwasher, like put soap on them and let them rinse. I did that the other day. Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna fill up over here. I'm probably gonna watch some TV and then I'm gonna go to bed. Ray, get in the shower. Thank you. I'm turning off the internet. I know Bruce is probably not in a good way right now. Like I said, his dad literally just died today. Raymond doesn't really seem to care. I don't think he's seen his grandpa for a year or two. Mind you, everybody low-key lives kind of close. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do at this point. I know all I can do is focus on school and myself and my health. Which is the next thing I need to do is lose all this damn weight. I need to get down to the 100s again. And it's so fucking hard, guys. Like, that's probably the hardest thing I'm ever going to have to do is get back to a healthy weight. I appreciate that. He was a cool dude, I guess. He was just kind of lazy. He was like Bruce. He's lazy. He didn't really take care of himself. Kind of an asshole. He wasn't mean to me, but, you know, that's still his dad, I suppose. You know what's funny? I'm honestly not going to care when my parents pass away. I really don't think I will. Like, I say that now. And I don't mean to be nasty about it. It's just my parents really weren't shit. I care about them to an extent, but like they don't care about me. So who fucking cares? These are the pans that I got from TikTok shop, by the way. The purple one. They're so fucking pretty. I love them so much. I just bit my tongue. Yeah, they're pretty. They had purple and I think some other colors. They didn't have pink though. Ray! Get in the shower! I'm turning the internet off. Thank you. Get in the shower. I will bring you a towel. I'm doing dishes. Ugh. I've got so many food scraps. Ugh, nasty. My house has been smelling really crazy, so I'm trying to get rid of anything that smells like food. And then when I microwave, it still smells like the burnt ramen and plastic from when Brandon burnt his ramen in the plastic container it was in. So I'm trying to get, because when I walk in the house, that's all I can smell is like funk and must. It doesn't like stink, but you know what I mean. It's like, I'm not walking into a house that smells like nothing. It smells like whatever I cooked last and bonbons. Yeah, you go for my bonbons. Okay, so the sink's somewhat empty. Just getting some final stuff out of the way. Ray, are you in the shower? And just like that, the sink is now empty. I got stuff going in the dishwasher. I'm cleaning up Matt. Hopefully he's in the shower, I think. I'm not playing with him tonight. He's going the fuck to bed because, like, he literally slept all day. Didn't go outside, nothing. It's like it's basically his first day of summer now. And we didn't do shit. Like, we could be fishing, we could be going to the park, playing basketball. Y'all have to understand, Raymond has everything he could ever want. And he stays home and does nothing with it. And then when I try to get him to socialize, like that one day, the first day I cooked out and I was live, I guess the little boy accidentally kicked the ball into his ear. And after that, he's like, oh, I don't want to fight with him. I'm like, Raymond, you gotta be a little more... He needs to man up. He's a little sissy a little bit with shit like that. Like, he don't be playing outside, and when he does play with kids, he's picky. Like, you're not gonna make friends if all you want to do is play Roblox. Like, he's prissy. Somebody requested that I upload the queer video without the music. I will do that as soon as I can. Just give me a little bit because it's on my phone. I can't sit and do it on my computer. I don't know why this is. I don't even think I have the cup that goes to this damn lid that I have on. All right. All right, now the sink's clear. No more dishes. We're gonna put all this away. Now we can eat. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I'm like, yay, I'm done. No, bitch. Well, damn. Make another bowl of water, I suppose. This is why you should do dishes throughout the day, but... have a fork either. These are from CVS. They're disinfecting wipes. I definitely need to sweep and mop. I just don't feel like it, but I'm not trying to get bugs. I gotta do my bug too. Well, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you all for watching. It's been fun. Bye.